So I got settled in down into the south side of a valley with a creek going through it, a little dried up creek. So it was just about the perfect setting that I was looking for. I wanted to be able to see through the valley. I wanted bedding on both sides. When I saw it, I'm like, this is what I had in mind.
What's up, guys? Just got settled into a little piece of public land. Actually, it's a huge piece of public land, but this is my little area for the night. November 13th, it's about 10 to 1 in the afternoon. I'm set up down here in this little creek bottom.
So within 20 minutes, 30 minutes, I had a little buck kind of cruise in behind me. He went through from bedding to bedding. Probably another 20 minutes after that, I think somebody opened up the gates to the Kentucky Deer Derby, because they were just running through the woods. I mean, it was crazy. They were running through the valley, up the top of the hill, through the bedding, bucks chasing does chasing does, you name it, I saw it. And at the very other end of the bottom area steps out, from what I could see that far away, a buck with some decent headgear. So I watched him, and he came out, and I gave him a grunt. Wasn't really sure if he was very responsive to it, because he just kind of kept on walking. He come down, crossed the creek, and I thought he was going to go back up behind me in the thick stuff. I gave him one more grunt, and he veered off in my direction. Now, when I just got up in that tree and I was looking at shooting lanes, I looked down toward the creek, and there was a wide open lane, and I said, that would be the perfect shot. If a deer walked right there, that is the shot I'm in this tree for. Lo and behold, he walked right there. And I shot forward and high. The shot felt good. I felt really good about the deer. It felt like a chip shot to me. His reaction wasn't quite perfect, but once he got up out of the valley to the top of that ridge, he kind of stood around. So I thought maybe that was a good sign, just based on the buck I shot last year. He didn't really go very far. He lasted a while, but he didn't move far. So I get down, go down to the creek, and on the other side of the creek was my arrow. Well, about 3/4 of it. A quarter of it had broken off, and I thought I saw the arrow flip up when I shot after it hit. I thought I saw it flip up, but I couldn't tell if that was on the pass through or if it was from this side. And clearly, after watching or finding the arrow, it wasn't a pass-through. So went and picked up Nico, headed back to the area where I've tracked blood up to the trail out, and we started blood trailing.
We've been going for about 2 hours now. He went through some pretty thick stuff. The blood's getting a lot more sparse and a lot smaller droplets. So trying to come up with some type of game plan. We circled around. He went up the hill from where I shot him, and then he circled around through all this thick stuff kind of towards where Nico was hunting. So kind of lost, trying to figure out what to do. So taking a little breather. It's hot in that thick stuff. But stay with us. We'll know one way or another before too long.
There was never a ton of blood on that trail. Maybe at the beginning, but towards the end it was drying up pretty good. So hopefully that deer survived and is healthy enough to live until somebody else is able to harvest. But you know, that's part of us as bow hunters and hunters. We hold that responsibility of an ethical, quick, clean kill, and I wasn't able to do that on that hunt. But that just meant the next time I got out there and I was looking down my sights, to take an extra second, make sure everything's perfect, make sure I'm very confident in the shot, and get the job done. So the day after my hunting vacation ended, I go out to my car after work, and I had a text from my wife, Jana, that said, "Hey, do you want to hunt when you get off work? And if you do you care if I go with you?" And I'm like, how is that even a question? Do I want to hunt when I get off work? Of course I want to hunt when I get off work. I wanted my family to experience the decision making, the entire process, not just sitting in a tree or not just seeing me hang a deer in the backyard. So I said, hey, if we see anything tonight, this is your hunt. Even though you're not the one pulling the trigger, this is your hunt. So if you want to shoot a giant buck, we'll shoot a giant buck. If you want to shoot anything, we'll shoot anything. I said, I don't care. I said, that's not what it's about to me. I said, I think it'd be great to harvest a deer with you in the tree. And so the buck came up, and the first thing I do is I look over and I say, hey, you want to shoot it or not? And she's like, I don't know, it's up to you. We went back and forth on whether we want to shoot or not. I think at one point I shut the camera off and sat down, not going to shoot, and then we talked about it a little more, and she's like, man, I really wouldn't mind having more meat in the freezer. And I said, then let's get it done. So hopped up, turned the camera back on. He had really not even went probably 5 yards in that amount of time. He was nose to the ground, just eating away. And he finally stepped out from behind the tree, Presented a beautiful shot. Great shot. He ran off. I actually thought I missed just based on the sound of the shot. And I told my wife, I said, I think I missed. And before I could even really get that full thought out of my mouth, I heard him crash. And this was her first time experiencing anything like this. I didn't know at that very moment, but she could see what I could hear. And she got a little bit emotional. 38-yard shot. Somebody got a little bit emotional, but that's okay. But he's down. I heard him crash. She saw him crash. So we're gonna pack up, climb down, and go recover a deer. You ready for the work?
No.
We just got down from the stand. I'm gonna go get the arrow and follow the blood trail. Well, we got it done again. What is today? November 18th. Got the wife on the camera. Don't worry, I'm gonna get her in here too. But I think the best part about these deer that I've harvested this year is that my family was with me. Hopefully, here in the next couple of years, she can get her own. Kind of an odd deer. No brown tines, no sign of brow tines. Pretty unique. That'd make him a little 6, but nonetheless, I'm happy. We're putting meat in the freezer. That's why we do this, and it's a deer down in November. That was a great experience with my wife, and got 2 bucks down in November. Can't wait to get back after it next year. In the meantime, I'm still going to be out there chasing some does. So I appreciate you guys joining in on this journey with me, Nico, and Drew, and letting us tell you our story through our perspective. And hopefully we'll see you in the woods. Thanks for watching.